Getting familiar with Solid Edge. Before you begin starting any tutorials with Solid Edge, it's best that you familiarize yourself with the layout of the program. I would recommend that you take a couple minutes just to click around the interface, see where buttons are, try to figure out how to do features yourself before getting into anything very detailed. If you see a lot of buttons and you're just really confused and you have no idea what to do, stay calm, and you will figure out what buttons you need to know how to use versus knowing how to use every button. When you open up Solid Edge, it's easy to see that the user interface is similar to other programs that you used. They utilize a tab method of organizing different parts of their program. One of the most important tabs that you can spend time getting familiar with is the Home tab. This is where you'll spend most of your time while you're designing objects. An important feature of the Solid Edge interface is the prompt bar at the bottom of the screen. If you ever get confused while using a feature, this is the first place that you should look. It will give you directions on how to successfully complete a command. In the tutorial images, take note to look at the bottom and see that it's actually giving you direction. Now we're going to look at some of the major creation features that are on the Home tab going from left to right. Sketch. Sketch is where 2D shapes are created. If you look up on the toolbar, there's different shapes such as lines, rectangles, circles, arcs, you name it, it's there. There are also buttons called InSPIRESS. They're there to tell you if you're at an endpoint, if you're at a midpoint. If you want to make two lines parallel, it'll pop up also. It's there to help you to create the best model. There are also dimensions in there, so if you want to create a line that is exactly 50.32 millimeters long, you can create a line to that exact specification. Solids. Solids is where 2D sketches transform into 3D models. While 2D drawings are very useful, they come alive when they become 3D models, which is your end goal while using Solid Edge. There are different ways to create 3D models. You can extrude a sketch, which is basically saying, I want to take this sketch and I want to raise it up maybe a foot, and it'll create a foot long solid model of your 2D sketch. You can also make cuts in your sketch, make holes, round edges, or revolve a figure around a central axis. Dimension. Dimension is where constraints in the form of dimensions are applied to models. Constraints keep your model to your specifications. So if you want a line to stay 50 millimeters no matter what the other lines do, you constrain that line to 50 millimeters. If you want there to be a 90-degree angle between two lines, you constrain that angle so that those lines will always be perpendicular at 90 degrees. There are some other noteworthy features that are not on the Home tab that you should definitely get used to using. One of the features is the View tab all the way to the right on the toolbar. The View tab houses all of the viewing options for Solid Edge. It has buttons for common views such as front, the top, the right, the left, isometric view. It also has zooming, panning, fitting your model to the screen, rotating, basically any type of movement that you need to observe your model, it is housed in the View tab. These buttons also have hotkeys, and they are extremely useful to memorize. So instead of having to go back to the View tab to say, I want an isometric view of my model, you can just hit Control-I and it will go there automatically for you.